Welcome to When Culture Calls, where three worlds have collided. We're bringing girl talk to the main stage while flipping culture on its head with our passionate point of view. You're dialed into deep connections and necessary conversations. Whenever I need someone to call on, I know I got my girls.
Hello, ladies. How's everybody doing? Everyone looks beautiful.
Oh, as do you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, as we know, it's the month of Valentine, the month of love. Do y'all have any plans for Valentine's Day?
I don't know what the plans are, but I know that there are plans. So,
how about
it's
you,
a
Kalifa?
surprise.
Nope. I have no plans as of yet. Probably do something with the family because I got 100 kids.
Oh Lord, stop it. So, I mean, is Valentine's Day even a thing for you? Do you celebrate it in your household?
It's really not a thing for me. Gifts get exchanged from time to time, but it'd never be a priority. No holiday ever is a priority. Once I started having kids.
Okay. Well, y'all know I'm not even in a relationship right now. So I don't know if I'll be celebrating Valentine's, but I was thinking maybe I could take myself out, give myself some roses, do something a little nice for myself. But I don't think I've ever really cared for Valentine's Day. Maybe in high school? Outside of high school, I don't know if it's ever really been a thing for me. But yes, it is the month of love, and everybody is out and about. Well, everyone's gonna be out and about for Valentine's Day. I came across a video recently, and actually, I think one of you ladies sent it to me. So I saw a video of a girl gifting a guy something for his birthday, and he wasn't happy with it.
Ain't nothing funny about that. No, I'm saying I'm being dead. Like, no, okay, whatever. I'm not trying to be ungrateful. I'm just letting you know that I care more about my birthday than somebody else's birthday. You know what I'm saying? Like, Christmas is Jesus' birthday. It's not my birthday. So, like, literally, you got me a Nike tech suit, some white Air Force Ones. I did need some t-shirts, but damn, man, that's like an everyday gift.
Complain about their birthday gift. So really, this gonna be the last year of me getting you.
Okay, it's not about the birthday gift. It's about the fact that I go all in on your birthday. You got Louis Vuitton, Birkin, Gucci, Balenciaga, all these things, designer things that I get you on your birthday, and then on my birthday, See, you're not learning anything from this. What I'm trying to teach you is like, babe, listen, babe, I love you for real, but I'm just letting you know that on your birthday, I always go in for you. You know what I'm saying?
I wanted to know, do you guys think that women are good gift givers during Valentine's Day, during birthdays, period?
I would say for the most part, probably not, because you typically hear like kind of like men complaining about like getting socks or getting like cologne or like getting like little knickknacks, which is good. I feel like any gift from anybody is a good gift. But if it's something like that's for your partner, I don't think that meets the standards of like gift giving. And with the video that you're referring to, I just feel like she didn't do enough, and he called her out on it. She didn't do enough, and he called out on it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think gift giving is almost like a love language. I saw a video with what is his name? Speedy something from he's on Complex 365. He interviewed I can't remember who he interviewed. And basically the interviewee was saying like,
I don't like gifts, so like I feel you.
You don't like gifts?
Nah.
How come?
Because gifts aren't selfless. Like if somebody give you a gift, right? They want you to like it because it's really about them. It's not about you. They want to feel like they did something right for you. If somebody gave you a gift and then you was like, all right, for sure, thanks, they're gonna be mad. So
you might be the first person I ever heard that say they don't like gifts.
You ever seen a look at somebody's face when they give you a gift? They waiting for you to get them reassurance that they did the right thing.
I be doing that.
People selfish as hell, bro. Hang some shit and stare in your eyes, bro. That shit is crazy.
I'll be like, look, I got this for you. And I'll be excited because I like to give gifts. I like to give people gifts.
You like to give gifts, right?
I love to give gifts, but I love to give gifts to people who love to receive gifts because then they're happy and it makes me happy to see them happy.
But it's still about you being happy.
It's more so, maybe it is.
Gift giving is a selfish thing because you're giving me the gift so that you want to see me be happy. Like that's making you happy. And it's like, you don't really care if I like the gift or not. So to the video's point, because he didn't like the gift, You should have took that feedback immediately instead of being defensive, because you're giving the gift to someone. So how they feel about it matters more than you giving them a gift. You should get points for giving a gift, but if the person doesn't like that, you should also be open to it. I would try my best to do what I think you would want or you would need or you would like, more so than what I like for you. I don't think it's a standard. I just think like it's like one of those weird things where it's a love language. You know, it's like it's a hit or miss. I think it may be a hit or miss.
So I was thinking, what are some of the best gifts that a person can possibly receive during Valentine's Day? And I was just scrolling doing my research, and I came across some information that stated approximately about 2 million people get proposed to on Valentine's Day. I'm not engaged or anything. I'm not even in a relationship, so please don't judge my opinion. But I thought, like, isn't that a little basic to be proposing to someone on Valentine's Day? Out of all the days you could propose, you choose to not make it special and do it on Valentine's Day? Why?
For them, it might be special. And you know what's actually so funny is that a girl that I know is getting married on Valentine's Day. And that was actually a discussion that we were having. Like it was like several of us and we were having a discussion, and they were also, the guys were also just like, is that a good enough day? Don't you want to feel special outside of everybody else being celebrated on Valentine's Day? But she actually picked the date. Like she told us that she picked the date, and she's getting married on Valentine's Day. It's special to her. So I'm happy for her. And I think that maybe other people feel the same. It's probably like those who get proposed to on Valentine's Day was just like, oh, come on. But at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things, if you're getting proposed to, you're not really complaining. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit back and be like, but you had to do it on Valentine's Day. I'm not going to do that now. I don't know.
Getting proposed to on Valentine's Day, I think it is smart because people take Valentine's Day serious. Like they will break up with you if you are not showing up for them on Valentine's Day. So I see the logic behind it. Wait, hold up, but Endeshia, not y'all pulling up on the girl saying, "Do you even like your engagement day?" Did y'all ask her that?
No, she was telling us that she's getting married on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
So we were like, do you want to be married on Valentine's Day? Well, I wasn't the one asking questions. Other people were just like, well, do you want to be married on Valentine's Day? And she was just like, she's the one who actually picked the date. So I'm just like, well, clearly this is what she wants. So
yeah. Nah, I don't even think I would have thought like, oh, Valentine's Day. I don't know, but that is. I mean, I think it's like a love language situational hit or miss. You got to know your person.
I don't think it's wrong with it.
I'm not gonna hold you. For me personally,
please, I'm not gonna complain if I'm gonna ring. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, well, it's valid. Like, I'm not even gonna feel a way about it in the future. Like on that day, I feel like whenever it happens and the person feels like it was the right time for them to do that, then it's the right time for them to do that.
Okay, wait, sorry. That goes back to the idea of, I would think it was Vic. No, it wasn't Vic Mensa. I'm forgetting who the person who Speedy was interviewing. He's a rapper. But doesn't that go back to the point of, you're saying like if they feel like it's the day, but what about you? Shouldn't they be centering that day around you? So if a person did it because they feel like it's a good day, is that really taking the other person's feelings into
No, because it's not the other person's day. And I feel like that's kind of the sucky part when it comes to like weddings. It's not just the woman's day, it's both of their days. Like it's a shared thing. And that person in their head is like, this is an important moment for me. And this is how I want to express my love to you in this union between two people. On your birthday, it's about you. On Christmas, it's about, pleasing the other person. Like those holidays, it's about the other person. I don't look at proposals like it's about the woman. Like I feel like it's about, well, women propose now too. It's not just about the person that you're proposing to. It's about both people. Amara, I mean, we in a new day and age. I just want to be inclusive.
Listen, for me personally, I don't think I would want someone to propose to me on Valentine's Day. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm like intimate, but I also am like grand at the same time. Like that's what I think of when I think of my proposal. Like I don't necessarily want a lot of people to be there because I feel like when I watch videos of someone proposing around a whole bunch of people, you can't hear what the man is saying. That's the one, because everybody's everyone's screaming, recording. It's like, I want to hear what my man is asking me. Like, before you say, well, I take your hand, well, can you have my hand in marriage? I want to know what words you're actually saying that you're, coming with.
I don't think people know, girl. It's kind of like if an accident happens in front of you, do you even know? Did you remember what happened? You're not gonna remember. Like, you cannot plan for that moment because it's gonna catch you fully off guard. So when you think back on it,
I'm not planning for the
Sorry, I was gonna say, when you think back on it, I think for the most part, most women say like, I don't know what this man was saying to me. All I know is I seen a ring, and that's all they remember about that moment.
Do you remember, Kalifa, when you got proposed?
I do. I was in my house though, and nobody was there, so it was very easy. Okay. So, but that's what I'm saying. I want it to be like an intimate setup because I want to remember what this man said to me before I said yes to him. I don't want like a whole bunch of people. So I think that proposing to someone on Valentine's Day is a little. Well, I don't want to say I don't know. I just feel like it's not the best day to propose to someone just because a lot of people are around and it's not given intimate. And I think proposing to someone is so special. Now, getting married on Valentine's Day, I think that's different. I don't see anything wrong with it, but proposing to someone, I think that a lot of people are going to be there. Y'all going to be out in restaurants, wherever the hell y'all going to be. Like, it's just going to be a lot going on. Imagine having family members and friends there, okay? And aside from that, they already make a lot of noise. But strangers there at that, I don't know how I feel about like strangers seeing my person propose to me. I don't know.
Well, when your person pull up on you and he hit me in the group chat like, yo, what you think? I'm gonna be like, she said, don't do it. So I got you.
Yeah.
He get around, I'm gonna guide him like, no, sir, please not.
No Valentine's Day proposal, please not. And if it is a Valentine's Day proposal, make sure that it's like just him and I, like very intimate.
Yeah.
But
would you want your family to be there?
No, she don't want it.
Oh, no family at all, not even appearance or like just y'all two.
If my family and friends are there, I need like the person who's like coordinating the engagement to let everybody know to be quiet so my man can propose to me in peace. And then after I say yes, everybody can make noise. But I literally want to hear what I hate watching those videos and
I do
you
too.
cannot hear what the man is saying.
So this is what he should do. He should get the reservation and have everybody there on the rooftop or wherever, the restaurant, right? But before you guys get there, maybe in another area, he starts to propose to you and do all of that, and y'all happy, and then you walk in, and then you see the surprise. And then
oh, that's actually perfect.
Because there's no way that I'm gonna be standing there. Listen, I'm gonna be hyping you up. So he's gonna do that in like an area that has, like a nice area that's before. So then it's gonna be like a double whammy. Like, oh, wow, my God, I just got proposed to, all of that good stuff. And then you walk in and we screaming, and you're like, oh my God, my family's here.
It is.
Yeah.
I actually like that. That's a good idea.
It is, right?
If y'all need any engagement coordinations, holla at your girl, a little small fee. I got y'all.
And I'm giving
Endeshia, you mentioned that women are proposing now, which they are. Do you? What are your thoughts on? What are your thoughts on that?
I rebuke you saying no,
not today, not tomorrow, not never. I don't listen. We were born into the patriarchy system, and unfortunately, this is part of that to me in my eyes. Like, I am not getting on bended knee and proposing to a man.
Wait, you did say engagement is a we thing, so why can't she have equal participation? Although I do not believe in that. You said it's a we, it's not a she.
Yeah.
So how about she getting on it?
No, we still participating. I'm still present. You are still coming forward. There's still roles. Just like in a household, there's different roles, and we are all participating, but we all have our roles. It doesn't mean that I am not part of this thing. I'm part of this thing. There's a reason why you even getting down.
Yeah,
So I did my part.
Right.
Do yours.
Nah, I feel you 100%.
I came across a video. I want to say last week. It was on one of the social sites. A woman proposes to her man. The man told her ass to get up off the ground.
Yes,
to get up off the ground, and he told the DJ to play the music.
Not continue the party, not let me come and speak to you. Let's do it a different way. Not continue he's right for saying get up, because I feel like that could be emasculating to certain men. It's just like, yes. we're not doing this in front of people.
He's right for saying play that music, because if I talk to you right now, we're breaking up immediately. Let me just play this music vibe, and we gonna forget what you did. It's kind of like one of those embarrassing moments where you like you gotta speed it up, like action, like, because it's like, what are we talking about? What are we really talking about right now?
Take your L and move along.
Yeah, it's like, we're gonna and then I feel like if they were to just start the music, everybody would be like, they're crazy. What's going on? Like, it wouldn't even be
a thing. That's true.
If we talk, it's probably the end right there. So let's just party, have a drink, and do a little two-step before I have to check you about what is you doing.
I had secondhand embarrassment for her and for him. It was very emasculating. I could not even fathom why she would do something like that. It was giving Chrissy and Jim Jones all over again.
Yes, I was thinking about that.
I hate that for them so much. I hate that for Chrissy. And they still not married.
Girl, she said she don't even want to get married anymore.
I wouldn't get married.
Do you see what are we talking about? It's been 1100 years. Like, at this point, take me to the grave, sir. Like, what?
I said, at this point, y'all just life partners forever, because it doesn't even make sense. But he literally told that woman, get up off the ground and play the music. And the person who was recording was like, not him telling her to get up off the ground. Like,
no, wait, not them even showing up for the foolishness. That wasn't coming. I'm sorry, I'm busy that day. Like, who's proposing? No.
That part. They said Sheila is proposing to Michael.
Not in the Tyler Perry. Okay.
They really showed up to that. They're not her friend. Nobody advised her to not do this.
You know what?
They showed up. No.
But what do you do in that situation though? Honestly, if your friend calls you and tells you, I'm going to propose to my man, what do you do?
I'm talking y'all off the ledge. What are we're not doing this. I'm like, sis, like, let's take it a few steps back. Let's reevaluate some things here. Like, I need a checklist at this point to understand why you believe that this is the right way to go. Like, no, I'm talking you off the ledge, sis. Like, I'm not showing up, and I'm encouraging my other friends, we're not showing up. No, we're not doing this. Tell me when it's done. Like Kalifa said, after it happened, you bring them to the section after he say yes. So you don't embarrass yourself. You don't embarrass him. He don't know that we're there yet. He don't even know that we're around. Right. So no, I'm not doing it.
I don't think I'm aligned with any women who get on their knees for a ring to propose to me. So I'm good. I ain't even gotta worry about that.
No. Facts. But you know that I was thinking, how did it end when they got home? Like, did they wind up breaking up? Because I feel like I've heard men say before, like, if he proposed to his woman and his woman says no, that's the end of the relationship. So I wonder what she did.
That's a good question. You probably stayed because obviously you already getting on your knees, so you probably want, like, come on. But no, that's a good question. And no, not a good question, but that's a good point you brought up. That do you think a man should still stay with you if you decline in the moment? And let me give you a show. So I'm watching the Good Doctor. It's coming on April. And one of the doctors got proposed to before her surgery. And then for 3 months, the ring sat on the table, and he was okay with her basically saying, like, the offer is still on the table, so to speak, and he was okay that she didn't give him an answer right away.
Question for you. Does it bother you that this has been sitting here for 3 months?
No. Does it bother you?
No. I'm feeling a little pressure.
I barely brought it up.
And I appreciate that. But sitting here is kind of pressure.
It was meant to be a cute gesture, a subtle, not so subtle, reminder that the offer is still on the table, which has clearly overstayed its welcome, and the last thing I want is for it to come between us.
Are you unproposing?
No, I'm unpressuring. I love you, and I'm not going anywhere. When you're ready, we'll put it back on the table.
So, to your point, Amara, do you think men should be okay if they say, like, not right now? Like, do you think they should break up or what?
We got to touch on this doctor situation, because the fact that the ring is sitting there for 3 months, not even like you gave me a few weeks and then the wedding is in a future, but it's sitting for 3 months and I still don't have an answer. That is actually very disrespectful. I'm not doing that to no man. Like, if in 3 months time I can't come up with a decision, my decision is already made. It's a no. But should a person stay, I think it will be very awkward too. But I do also believe that if the woman in that moment really feels inclined to say no, there has to be a reason. And if you are not going to say no, maybe it's a big enough reason to end things. Or if it's like something where like the woman doesn't necessarily want to get married and the guy is trying to like trick them into saying yes, then that's a little bit different. But there are a few women that don't actually want to be married. So if they say no for that specific reason, like, no, I do actually want to be with you, but I don't believe in marriage, that can be understandable. But at the same time, it's just like, how did this man not know that? But if we were just proposing and I said no to you, it might be too soon. But it's just like, I feel like I would say yes. And then we have the conversation, especially if it's in front of people, I would say yes. And then if we end up breaking up the engagement, then we end up breaking up the engagement. But to say no, and if there's other people around, that's just a level of embarrassment that I would have to put that person before what I actually truly want to say in that moment, honestly.
I definitely would not say no if people were there. But if people weren't there, I think if I felt the need to say no, that means that the relationship is ending. And I don't want to I feel like I said that I don't want to fall in love with potential. I don't want to gift someone potential. So if I'm saying no to you, it's because I realize that you're not the man for me. And if I know you're not the man for me, why am I even wasting my time continuing this relationship? That's not fair to myself, and it's definitely not fair to you if you think I'm gonna say yes to you. So no, I couldn't be with a person if I felt like I didn't want to marry them. No.
I gotta say this one last thing, right? Because Kalifa, what you said before, you was like, the steps before that is a problem. If you watch this person get on bended knee and finish a speech and then say no, you need to go to the pits of hell. Because why you didn't stop this person? Because I'd have been like, oh, no, let's not do this right now. Let's not do this today. Like, I'm going to stop you before you get your full thought out. Like, words to my ears, and then tell you no. When I know, I'm probably going to tell you no as soon as you get on your knees. Like, absolutely not. Like, that's disrespectful. Matter of fact, he should definitely break up with her, because the fact that you knew that you was going to say no, because my speech didn't make you say no. You said no to the person. So if you made me get down on knee and finish my speech and then tell me no, you never loved me in the first place. It's done.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing as hell.
Embarrassing.
But I think I wouldn't.
My thing is this: an engagement is like, it's like courting. Like, okay, it's kind of like how courting is supposed to be the dating, and then engagement is supposed to be like the marriage. But courting, it's like I feel like the engagement is kind of like we're making this official. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I think that it didn't happen to me. Like, I said yes, when I got engaged to. I think that if you're in a relationship, right, and the guy's ready to propose to you, and you feel like in that moment I'm gonna say no, I think that is valid, because if I'm saying no we both probably know that it should not happen at this time. And if we don't both know and you still moving forward, I don't think that necessarily the relationship is fractured and done because of that one moment. Like, honestly, it's really not that serious. I know it's a little embarrassing, but I just feel like if you're in a relationship with someone and they want to move forward with engagement, sometimes they didn't check all the boxes on their own, on their own to-do list, and they're kind of like, that can be pressure. Like you're putting my family here, you're doing like, sometimes you should have checked in. Like, it's just one of those things you got hit in the crossfire, and I don't think necessarily that means that the relationship should be done. I feel like that's why I don't really like holidays too, because these grand gestures and these like idolizing these days and these moments, it's like, yo, life is real, bro. Like, I love you, we locked in, but this is not it, and you should be here with me. Like, bro, don't do this to me, right now. And I agree with Endeshia when she would try to like mediate it, like, babe, get up, no. But truth be told, if you went along and I said no, I think that it doesn't necessarily mean you should end the relationship, but clearly there's lack of alignment and being on the same page that have to get worked through. Then y'all might end it after maybe 30 days because you like, nah, forget this.
That's a good perspective.
Well, I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna be. I'm getting married anyway since I'm in the danger zone.
Oh my gosh!
What are you talking about?
I came across a video of a guy saying women from 27 to 35 who are not married are in the danger zone.
That's the problem already. You said a man said it. I rebuked that. Like,
oh,
sir,
you know, I rebuke it. I rebuke it anyway. I touched my pearls that I don't even have. I said, what? What are you talking about?
I already know about my controversial views on dating. So at 27, you should not be married, really, to be honest. But
that's young.
27 now. Okay, now if by 35, first of all, we see Black Love. Y'all watch the docuseries. Y'all see love comes in different stages. Jada Pinkett's mother got married like 6 times, and she's in her last marriage that she believes will last her until the end of days. So there's no rhyme or reason, but I think that when you have people gatekeeping what love should be, that'd be the problem. Like you don't have no qualifications, because I rebuke that, because God be working on my side.
He's not even married.
Yeah, of course he's not married. He's not married.
How old is he?
I have no clue. It just was a snippet on Instagram.
Oh, one of them clickbait type of things. But I just think that at 27, you should not be married. That's my personal view, even though I was definitely married at 27. And I also think that 35, maybe you might feel biologically as a woman that your time is running out. But like Tracy Ellis Ross, she's with no kids at almost near 50s. She's not in a serious, relationship. She's dated, and happiness has come to her. So I don't think any one age or moment dictates it. You don't count yourself out. Like, God is in control of love and all of that type of stuff. So statistically, maybe there's some statistics that I'm not aware of that points in that direction. But I definitely know that there are older people, 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds, freaking 50-year-olds getting married, and blissfully so. And to be honest, this couple, her name is Key on the Beach. She's a makeup artist. She's so beautiful. She actually was in a 20-year relationship, if I understood the caption right. Have children with her guy, and they just got married, and they're still really young. Like, so that on itself, if I'm taking her relationship, that kind of flips his logic on its head. So I rebuke him.
What makes him so comfortable to even speak on this when he's not married? You're not qualified. You are not qualified to discuss anything that's going on with a woman. But you know what? Obviously, patriarchy. Patriarchy has been my favorite word for this month. I promise
it has been your favorite word this month.
Yo, go on the Instagram. It's gonna be, I blame patriarchy for this. Listen, you gotta tell it like it is. You gotta call it like it is.
But it's true, though. I swear, when you really think of their pathology, it's mind-boggling. I don't understand how men just come out and say the most asinine things that they say. Like, what gives you the power? It has to be patriarchy. Because if a woman from 27 to 35 who is not married is used, what about you? What about you? Are you just automatically removed out of that? No.
That's a good question. That's a good question. And immediately when you said that, I thought, although I don't agree with it, and although I have not done any statistical research, I think because he's highlighting women and you saying, what about you? Remember, men can have babies. And I know this is kind of like not exactly tied together, but I think because men believe that they are indisposable, they can have a baby at 99 years old. I mean, it might have a chrome or two missing. But I think that because they believe that they can continually to create life or give life or make life, whatever, that they get to put women and their bodies and their lives in a box. And that honestly is the pressure that many women feel from the time that they're aware of like what love is, and the movies, the Disney movies and stuff. They start to romanticize that from young.
So this is love.
So I understand maybe where his headspace can be at, where they say like, honey, if you ain't get picked up off the streets by then, it's over for you. However, I do not agree with that. I mean, just for the simple fact that there is lots of interventions biologically. So if women are up in age, not even up in age, but anything over 35, the OB will call you geriatric, which means old. There is IVF and all these other interventions that really allow women, freezing your eggs. All of these things allow women to be able to be in control of their love and not rush because they want a baby, and because men like him are putting an age on them, because as you said, patriarchy excuses the old age of these men and their wickedness. So yeah, I don't agree with it.
Yeah, to me it's foolish. Honestly, I think Kalifa, you said that well. I completely agree. The one thing that I would add, and I hate that I don't have statistics, but there's actually a large percentage of men that die unmarried and without kids. And I don't know why it's an idea, that unmarried and without kids. There's a lot of men who do not have kids because for some reason when people talk about like men and women, it always like woman wants all these things and men don't really want these things. There's a lot of men who are non-select or not the ideal kind of guy. He's not the person that can just get women. Like there's really a subset of men that struggle as well. And I think it's unfortunate. And it's like you keep putting these numbers on women and imposing these things on women like there aren't men that want these same things and cannot get them. So instead of the constant like downing the other, it's like, yo, how can we get to a middle ground? How can we get to more happy families, more happy unions, more men being able to even engage with women? I don't know if they're like socially awkward or they don't have confidence, or like there's a lot of things that prevent men from being able to get women. But for some reason, there's just like a subset of loud men that just thinks that because it's in their thought process that men across the globe are experiencing the same thing and just have the upper hand at all costs. And you don't.
Girl, you said it. Wow, that's so good. Oh my gosh.
I think that men are biologically, we know that women mature faster than men. So me as a 31-year-old listening to, I don't even know the man's age, but I'm assuming he's in his 30s based off the way he looked. So based off the way he looked, him being in his 30s, he's really like a teenager. So I think that for him it makes sense. But for me and other women that's within my age group, it's like, what are you talking about? It doesn't make any sense at all.
What?
You're used and you're washed, and and the thing that gets me is
girl,
that
I'm closer to the danger zone than you are. So like, what are we?
No, Endeshia, we are.
This is crazy.
You are standing on a live playing field. Do not move.
No, we're in the
we're in it. I'm sorry.
We're in it.
Oh, I'm closer to the end. I'm closer to doom then because I'm also. He said 27 to 35. I'm there.
Yes, we're in it.
I'm close to the doom. This is crazy.
Yes,
my life is over.
What's the matter, Mama?
I'm dying, Forrest.
I said, what would I do now? There's nothing else for me. Like, what would I do now? I don't know.
And it's so crazy because like we're so young. So the fact that somebody's putting this age limit is wickedness. I really rebuke that. I rebuke it so
Seriously.
bad.
But could y'all imagine? Well, not you, Kalifa, because you were married. No, actually, it still could be you because even though you are married, listen, men will still talk. They don't know until they, see the ring, and some of them don't even care. But could y'all imagine walking down the street and a man trying to talk to you? You tell him your age, he like, oh no, you in the danger zone.
Yo, that could be a meme. That could be one of the videos that
like, what? You in the danger zone. You are used and washed.
Okay, first of all,
Amara, say that.
No, okay. That whole used and washed, like,
wow.
First of all,
okay, but he didn't say wash. I'm saying I'm being extra.
Okay. But no, okay, Endeshia, you made a really good point that these men always want to police women and what women are doing. They need to be congregating and getting in community with men and helping these men out because, like you said, there are many men seeking love, relationship, longevity, family, children, and their little eggs is frying up too. Okay, so as much as women are faced with the reality of it, men get away with this illusion that they are not bound by some type of time constraint. Because let's be real, time is like this illusion in real time, but it is real for our bodies and our lives. You understand? So I just feel like to say that women in this age are doomed is just a reach. And I love what you said that maybe if he spend more time with his boys and trying to lead the people to freedom and help them find their families and their spouse and their purpose partner, he wouldn't even be wasting his time with his little 2-minute TikTok clip that he's trying to go viral with.
And why do they forget? I'm gonna just put this here. Why do they forget that erectile dysfunction is a thing? Why do they forget that after a certain age you got to use Viagra and all these things to get up?
Like, saying.
Why do they not believe that they've also got a ticking time clock? It may be a little bit more extended than ours. It may be, and even younger men experience the same things, but it may be a little. Matter of fact, dang, this actually leads me to a point, right? There was a video. It's a joking video, right, of a girl. And I guess the guy is like, "Oh, make sure you have a drink for me when I get home. We gonna play the clip. We gonna play the clip, right? We gonna play the clip." But in this clip, she's, I guess, I just learned about this shit. She's pouring like, I guess it's called like a honey pack or something like that in the liquor. And she's doing it as if it's a flex, but in my head, I'm like, so your man needs a honey pack to get up and to have stamina to please you? That's an issue. And apparently this is a trending thing that a lot of people are actually experiencing and using on a daily basis. And granted, if you need it, use it. But there's a reason why you're needing that and needing to use that. And like, you have a deficiency as well. But anyways.
And you know what? A lot of men, sorry to say, but a lot of men have retarded sperm. I remember being in junior high school and them showing us what a retarded sperm looked like. They have 2 tails, they have 2 heads, so it doesn't matter if you can have kids all the way up into your 90s. There's something off. There's something off.
Yes, absolutely. Just like how women at a certain age, the child is more susceptible to things like Down syndrome. But I'm sure it is not just the women's eggs that are, I don't know if the term maybe have the issue or, whatever the case may be. So you both said it. Like at the end of the day, men do have a time clock on their quality. That's another thing. It's just because you can give it to me don't mean I want it because it might not be quality sperm. I need quality sperm to be able to produce kids.
And I also want to touch on this. I haven't come across any statistics yet, and I think it is because we live in a patriarchal society. And I think they just obviously are fixated on women's body and not necessarily men's body. But I remember the time when Chloe took Lamar Odom to I guess the GYN to find out if she had eggs. And they also told her that he had a very low sperm count, right? What if the reason why women at 35 they start to lose their eggs or whatever, right? The clock is ticking. But what if men also is the cause or they play a part in that because their sperm count is dropping as well? Why does nobody focus on the sperm count dropping?
Yeah, no, I think besides
it happened with Ray J too. I remember there was an episode on one of the hip hops where Ray J was experiencing the low sperm count too. So it's a thing.
Your count actually came in a little bit low, 9 million. Normal is 15.
Damn, mine is low.
Any studios around here?
Go suck yourself! Nah, but look, yeah, so all right, I lost.
Seriously, I need to find out what I gotta do to get my sperm up. Because I cannot go back to Princess and tell her that I got an issue.
And this is not to this is really not to shame, but it's just like there is a level of where no, but they need to humble themselves a little bit. This is not intended to shame, but humble yourselves so we can actually come to a common ground and get what we both are looking for.
Yeah, and that's that. I was gonna say, if him aside, to his whole objective and ideology, the fact is, two people, the whole thing is forget time, forget age. Like, if you both are focused on health and education and being informed, you guys will come to the understanding of like, okay, I'm at this age, maybe my egg count is low. Okay, I'm at this age, maybe my sperm count is low. I feel like people who are aligned and trying to make the same type of family planning, they're not even worried about what this loser has to say.
Le who? The her.
But I love that you both highlighted things that are real, like the body and the health of the body and the quality of what we can produce. Those things should be the center and not his ageism, because don't let the ageism people get at him. You know how they go. Like, listen, they will cancel you if you put all these ageist stuff on people. And I don't like it. I don't like it. But 27 for sure. Don't be having no man baby at 27.
So what age do you think is appropriate?
Well, I'm speaking from a hypocritical point of view because I had my first child at 23. But I lived and learned for the ladies, for the girls. And let me tell you, own your body and your life. And rushing to procreate at 27, when I think back at it, although mentally, like, I was on my P's and Q's, like, I was getting to the money.
What I really want to see is the money. I don't really need a D, I need the money. All a bad bitch need is the money.
Yeah, you know, I was just doing the thing. Like, but I had to. Like, it wasn't I was doing it as a natural progression. It was like, now I have a child. There's no games to be played. I haven't been fun for almost 10 years now. Like, my son is about to be 10 years old. You don't want to suck the life out of you. Not saying that childbearing sucks the life out of you. I'm saying that it sucks the life out of you. Like, at the end of the day, a 27-year-old, you are capable. You can family plan. You can have a successful marriage, relationship, partnership. You can do all of the things. I just don't want women, young girls specifically, to believe that 27 is too young. I mean, 27 is too old and they're late. I really feel like that is literally prime time to start dating and to start exploring, because your 20s really should be your selfish years. And I'm gonna just leave it at that.
It's a little weird that like they go through this shaming tactic of like women not being married and women not having kids at a certain age, when apparently there's a growing number of men that, you know, express that they don't want to be married. So then you're also encouraging women to have kids at a younger age, where I think that like teen pregnancies have dropped. And I think that like there's a reason for that. Like, it's getting later on in life because there's a reason for that. So it's weird to shame people for not having certain things at a certain age, when at the same time, men like scream to hell and high waters that they don't want certain things. So it's just like, if y'all don't want certain things, how can you shame these women for not having those things at a certain timeline? Yeah, it's really, I truly don't understand it. It is to me, it's extremely unfortunate. it's just a competition. There's no positive intent behind it. It's all malintent. It's just a shame. It's just to run your mouth. There's nothing. So
Lala Anthony was on the I don't even think her name is Lala Anthony anymore. Lala. She was on the Breakfast Club, and she's noticing that more people don't even want to be married.
I feel like currently marriage is not a goal for people. I don't hear people who aren't married saying like, I want to get married. You just start hearing it less and less. Like before that was a goal, like before social media and just the way people interact now. I'm not in conversations with people who are talking about like, I can't wait to meet someone and get married. Now people say, yeah, I want to meet somebody, be in a relationship, have this bond, but I don't need the marriage piece to feel like it's successful.
So to your point, Endeshia, the whole idea that you want to give a woman a baby, but you don't want to create that family business like structure through marriage, is like, what are we doing here? What are you rushing me to do then? That's my take on it. I just think that 27, it's just too young.
To me, that should be the youngest. I feel like that should be the age where that is starting, right? If we're gonna put an age on it, like realistically, like that should be the age where it's starting. I don't think that it should necessarily be starting before that, unless you are actually in a healthy union and you guys are like, you're really like, this is healthy and this is what we want to do. This is what we see for our future. We want to spend the rest of our lives together. But I feel like outside of that, well, inside of that too, because I feel like it should always be a healthy union, where like that's an appropriate age to actually think about bearing children. I feel like 28 should possibly be the youngest, and then onward.
Yeah.
So
I love that. I love that number. I definitely love that number. And just through experience, like personally speaking, and Amara, you can give your take on this. But personally speaking, I am 31. I am just now coming into the realm of certain thoughts and feelings. And I'm doing that while juggling 3 young lives. And I do have a husband. And even in that, I know my husband I did the math the other day. We've known each other 17 years. I guess we've been official on and off in the beginning when we was younger. But like we've been locked in for a good 17 years, so to speak. Like that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time. That is a lot of time. Okay. and I know it honestly, it may come off like, oh, she may not be happy married. It's not that. It's the fact that the human experience should be one that you do not have to impart other people until you are fully ready. And a lot of times, like with that whole 27 to 35, that's a construct, right? So imagine a young, impressionable young girl who's thinking, what? 25 to 35? Let me get started now. Or even like my grandparents. Honestly, I didn't think it was a bad thing to get married young or have a child young, because my grandmother, who raised me and is a phenomenal woman, she was married with 3 kids by 21.
Damn!
So, and my grandmother is not like, obviously it's my grandmother, it's not like great-great-great-grandmother. Like, so it seemed maybe like normal to just get married young, but that's another reason why I don't think young girls should go off of like maybe their parents or their grandparents. I think they have to do it for what their body feels like. What is your mind and your body? Use your own experience and not use someone else's experience as like maybe how you project and the trajectory of your life.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that Generation X and the generations before them made it seem like life is just like a linear experience, and there's no ebbs and flows. You do this and this and this, and then it will be fine. No, that is not reality. And I think that the further we get along within the future and evolution, women are realizing that no, we actually can think for ourselves. We actually want to pour into ourselves. There are things that we want to do. We want to find who we are. And I know for me, not being married and not being a mother, the life that I'm living right now, a single life, living on my own, I enjoy. I enjoy it so much, and not because I don't have the stresses of a man, or I don't have a baby that has to I have to take care of, but more so because I just get to pour into myself. And I don't know if that's a selfish thing. I think it's selfish, but I feel like because of that, I get to understand exactly who I am, like down to the small little nuances. What ticks me off? What's my triggers? What are my rituals for the day that makes me feel good? You know, all these things. And I feel like had I had kids or gotten married earlier on in my 20s, I don't think I would have realized certain things that I'm understanding about myself now. And you know, it's crazy because I thought I was gonna be married by 20. I used to say when I was younger, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be married by 26. I'm gonna have my kids, and I can't even understand how I thought that way. I mean, I could understand, but now looking back, I'm like, what? No, it's definitely not. That's not the lifestyle. And I do think that your earlier 20s is better to get married and have kids. I think you understand yourself a little bit more. And not only that, but your brain, your mind is fully developed. They say your mind doesn't fully develop until 25. So before then, we're all still learning. You know, life is a constant class. But I think that you get more of an understanding of who you are on the inside, your soul, what moves you.
So you said like being that you are, you know, at your you're 31 and you're single and you're in, you know, on your own and you feel like you're in tune with, you know, the thoughts and the feelings. What I would say is being that I'm on the opposite spectrum, meaning married with children, I would say that you will still get to that space. So in my opinion, I'm still getting to those same feelings that maybe you're getting to, but I just think that it's clouded and I don't have as much freedom because I have the obligation of children and a husband. And I believe the beauty of your experience is that the solitude of that allows you the freedom to sit in it. Like I may be in tune with the feeling. How long can I sit in that feeling? When I got a baby, you know, I have babies and I have children, I have other things. So I just think that it's not that you will miss the feeling because you will be in the feeling, but you will be in the situation too. And when I say situation, I mean the relationship, the long-term relationship. And those things are like unmovable. It's like moving mountains. So the beauty of it and why I encourage that you don't rush is because in that moment of being 30 and 28 and 31 and 33, you have opportunity to sit in it and go through it. It's not just like an open tab in your mind. So again, my thing is like I agree with you, but I also know that them feelings will not miss you. And what will probably be the thing of the tug of war is because you have these feelings and you're coming into these feelings of knowing like this is actually what I like or this is actually what I want, and you're trying to piece together a puzzle that you already been assigned. That is hard and that's complex. And I'm not saying you can't overcome it. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying the beauty in not having it is that you get to do it on your terms, you know?
I love that. And it's one other thing that you said, Amara, which kind of just really stuck out to me. You was just like, it's not cookie cutter. Like life is not cookie cutter. You can't just paste this template on everyone and say that this is exactly what's going to work. And the interesting part about that is that like, if that was the case, why they don't use more examples of it working than data to prove that it doesn't work? We never get these are 5 people or 10 people or 100 people. We have 7 billion people, probably more than that on the planet right now. And you can't give me at least a scope of examples that says this is exactly what works every single time. It doesn't exist.
You won't get it.
It doesn't exist. It does not exist. So you only can use the data points, and everyone wants to pull statistics to say A, B, and C work, or A, B, and C doesn't work. Well, what does?
Right.
I need consistent proof that this is what works. Where is it at? Why you can't pull those up? That's not life.
The thing that consistently works is the thing you do when it comes into the form of regret. When they're telling you, oh, well, you actually should be single. You actually should not do these things. That's the real thing that works. And that's the thing we don't try because we're under the construct of time. And that's why I'm encouraging young women, don't listen to this time illusion. God is going to supersede and give you all of the desires of your heart. Do not be tricked out here in these streets. And I am really advocating for it, but please don't think that necessarily I'm saying that I hate my life or anything like that. I just want to give it the real, and I'm young. You can feel the vibe. Like, I'm a young girl. You can see you and me. And at the end of the day, I'm living this life. So I have my pointers and my PowerPoint presentation that I could be like, hey, 16-year-old, this is what you don't need to be doing. And I know that it will happen. It will just happen, and you will go through life, and you'll find on your own, and you'll be able to share. And the beauty of generations and the beauty of becoming the matriarch and all these things is that you can share the wisdom and pass it down in real time. Not these cookie cutter, undetailed kind of displays of truths that you're giving. Give the raw, real truth so that you can help someone. So if they decide, no, I'm going to be 25 and married, they do that knowing what the other side is. Give somebody the option of wisdom so that they can use that for their foundation and how they want to go forward.
I really appreciate that, Kalifa, because I feel like a lot of people are just so ashamed of their choices. And even if you make it feel like you've made a mistake or you're not the person that you wanted to be in life, like, it is kind of selfish. It's society a disjustice by not being honest about your reality.
Yeah.
I think if more people would open up about what they feel or what they could have done different, or just in general, like, just open up, be honest about what exactly is going on in the inside and your thoughts. I think that society would be different. I don't think that we would have this cookie cutter mindset. I think that, like, why not just open up and be honest? Like, tell the truth. Like, what's really going on? And I just want to quickly say that when I saw that video of Lala, I was like, why is she telling young girls to not aspire? Well, she didn't dedicate it to young girls, but she said a lot of people don't want to get married. And it's like, well, I kind of feel like that's a little dishonest. You are telling people this because your husband cheated on you multiple times. And you have to be honest about these things. You can't just go through these experiences and then omit the reasons why you feel the way you feel. That's not cool.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that.
And Desha, I know you had a point, but if I remember correctly, she did preface it with saying, like, she's for marriage, she's done it, so she doesn't want to do it again. And so she was saying, like, the collective of people that are in, like, just in the world, she's feeling like they're speaking a tone of they don't want to get married. And that's when Charlamagne and DJ Envy was saying, well, if you're saying this, what's really happening with your friend group? Because all of your friends are married, so it was kind of like an open conversation. But Endeshia, you had a point. What was your thought?
Yeah, I just wanted to say really quickly that, like, people try to push that one thing relieves, like, pressure from you. Like, there's still pressure in marriage, especially if you have a life partner and children. You feel it might not be a societal pressure, but at the same time, there is a societal pressure to be perfect, or you have to operate in a certain type of way to appease other people. But even within your own marriage, there's a lot of pressure, because it's just like, I have to now provide for people who are dependent on me. And even though I have a partner to share this pressure with, it doesn't mean that it disappears. Like, there's a level of pressure when you are single from society because there's a shaming tactic. But even in a relationship, even life, everyone experiences something. Everyone experiences something. So it's just like the idea that one is just so much better than the other, and like everyone can do this one thing. Everyone is not suited for marriage. Every single person is not suited for that. And I don't also believe that, like, certain things are necessarily failures. They be like, oh, divorce is a failure. It can be a lesson, but it's just like everyone is supposed to just simply go through what they're supposed to go through. And I just hate the comparison game.
The beauty of what we're doing is we're coming and we're literally speaking our hearts, right? We're speaking what's happening in the world, what we're going through, our perspective, and how different it is. Amara spoke on her not being in a relationship, and and Desha, you spoke that you are in a relationship, and I am married. So it's just like three different walks of life, but we're literally on the same line, And so just like when you go to the doctor, I have kids. So when you go to the doctor and they start measuring their head and their growth, it is literally a trajectory. And I think that no matter what the map says, you are never going to fall in that dot. So just because that might be the aspiration, you might not land there. And I also wanted to say that there are platforms out now, platforms like the one we're creating, where we're speaking the raw truth and we're talking like things that are relationships and everyday topics, but there are formats like Black Love, where they interviewed a multitude of people that spoke on either their previous marriages, being in their second marriage, older marriages, older relationships, how long it took them to get in there. So I think that if we just start to diversify the things that we actually find as information, it can help us. Sometimes we might not feel like we have someone to call on to or to speak to about these things. So ladies and gentlemen, there are like things out there that people are producing because they want to give you the truth and they want to share that insight. And this other podcast that I listen to, it's called Girl Stop Playing. And she believes that you can get the money and have the honey. That's like her whole tagline. So I think that that is also one of, like, I like platforms like that where they talk about love and they talk about the hardships. They talk about a multitude of what love looks like and things like that. So it's not a hole. It's just this big window, and keep exploring. And that's the beauty of life. That is it for episode 1. And we are When Culture Calls. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment on any of our platforms. Let us know what you think about any of the subjects that we talked about. And see you for episode 2. Bye.